fight, Charles Oliveira will beat Islam Makhachev at UFC 280.
Charles Oliveira!
O campeão se chama Charles Oliveira.
According to Khamzat Chimaev's coach, Charles Oliveira will defeat Islam Makhachev at UFC 280. Oliveira's position as the best lightweight fighter in the UFC appears to be in jeopardy, with the dominant Islam Makhachev challenging him. Many people believe Makhachev will win, but Khamzat Chimaev's jiu-jitsu coach Alan Finfowl believes the opposite. Hello everybody, and welcome back to our channel MMA Guru TV. In today's video, we're going to talk about why the perception has been made that Charles Oliveira will beat Islam Makhachev at UFC 280. Finfowl supports his countryman in the highly anticipated lightweight title fight at UFC 280. He stated in an interview with Portale do Valetudo. Chima's coach raises two important points. Islam Makhachev has never faced an opponent like Oliveira, and Do Bronx has 9 knockout victories. Makhachev, on the other hand, has only 4 knockout victories. Finfowl's confident that Do Bronx will finish the fight either by getting on Makhachev's back and submitting him in a highlight moment or by knockout. So let's understand 5 reasons why Charles Oliveira will beat Islam Makhachev at UFC 280. In October, one of the biggest MMA events in recent memory, UFC 280 will take place, and in the main event, Charles Oliveira will face Islam Makhachev for the lightweight title. This fight takes place on October 22nd in Abu Dhabi. With both Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev on hot streaks right now, this fight promises to be exciting, but who will win? Despite Makhachev's exceptional talent, the odds are that Do Bronx will win and reclaim the lightweight title that he never actually lost in the octagon. Number 1, Charles Oliveira has far more fight experience than Islam Makhachev. One significant advantage Oliveira will have over Makhachev in this upcoming fight is that he has been involved in far more major fights than the Dagestani. Do Bronx has not only headlined 4 UFC events, but he has also fought in 3 title fights, defeating Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier, and Justin Gaethje. In addition, he defeated a former interim lightweight champion Tony Ferguson, as well as another title challenger Kevin Lee. In contrast, while Makhachev has headlined 2 UFC events so far, neither was a major pay-per-view main event, and neither came against the level of competition that Oliveira has recently faced. In fact, Bobby Green, whom Makhachev defeated in his most recent octagon appearance in February, was not ranked in the top 15 of the lightweight division prior to the fight. When you consider the experience gap, it's difficult not to root for Oliveira in this matchup. Sure, he's never gone into the 4th round of a fight, as Makhachev did against Thiago Moises in 2021, but he's faced tougher opponents, beaten better fighters, and is more comfortable in big pay-per-view headliner fights. With that in mind, if either man is likely to choke in this fight under the spotlight, it's more likely to be Makhachev, making Oliveira the favorite to win. Number 2, Charles Oliveira's striking has turned lethal. If Charles Oliveira were a one-dimensional fighter who only threatened with submissions and grappling, Islam Makhachev would be favored to win this fight. After all, the Dagestani is likely to have the wrestling skills to keep Oliveira from taking him down if he so desires. While it was probably fair to consider Do Bronx little more than a grappler back in 2011, he's now one of the best-rounded fighters in the lightweight division. More to the point, his striking now appears to be as lethal as his grappling. Prior to 2019, the Brazilian had never stopped an opponent in the octagon with strikes, which may seem hard to believe. However, he hasn't looked back since his first knockout, which came against Nick Lentz in May of that year. In that time since, he has not only knocked out Jared Gordon and Michael Chandler, but he's also been able to drop Justin Gaethje, a fighter known for his iron chin, before finishing him with a rear naked choke. Makhachev isn't a bad striker by any means, but it's probably fair to say that even if he's as technically proficient on the ball as Oliveira, he lacks the Brazilian's knockout power. When you consider that his only loss was by knockout to Adriano Martins in late 2015, it's not a stretch to believe that Do Bronx will have the upper hand in this fight and is more than capable of knocking Makhachev out. Number 3, Charles Oliveira is capable of grappling and submitting Islam Makhachev. There is no denying that Makhachev is a fantastic grappler. Not only does he have the same powerful, suffocating wrestling game as his teammate and mentor Khabib Nurmagomedov, but he's also an excellent submission artist in his own right. Sure, many of his octagon victories have come over fighters known more for their striking than their grappling, such as Dan Hooker, Drew Dober, and Bobby Green. He has, however, outgrappled Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu ace Thiago Moises, submitting him with a rear naked choke, and outscrambled the extremely tricky Arman Tsarukyan, whose wrestling is incredible in its own right. However, against Charles Oliveira, even Makhachev may find himself in over his head. Simply put, Do Bronx is on a different level when it comes to submission skills inside the octagon. During his UFC career, the Brazilian submitted 16 opponents, making him the most prolific tap-out artist in the promotion's history. That puts him ahead of Royce Gracie, Damian Maia, and Frank Mir. More to the point, even if Oliveira can't out-wrestle Makhachev in their match, he's just as likely on his back as he is from the top position, with no fewer than 10 submission victories in the octagon coming after being taken down or forced into a scramble. It should come as no surprise that Makhachev has never been submitted in his MMA career, but if anyone can do it, it's Do Bronx, and having that kind of skill set should make him the favorite in this fight. Number 4, these days, Charles Oliveira is remarkably durable. Oliveira, a veteran of the octagon since 2010, has always been regarded as a tremendously talented fighter. However, the knock on him in the past was that he was somewhat fragile and couldn't take much punishment. Prior to his current unbeaten streak, which began in mid-2018, Do Bronx had lost 8 times in the octagon. Only one of those fights, against Frankie Edgar in 2013, went the distance. The Brazilian was defeated 4 times by KO or TKO and 4 times by submission. Oliveira, on the other hand, has become far more durable in recent years. In fact, based on his most recent octagon appearances, he's probably one of the toughest fighters in the lightweight division. In his last 3 fights, Do Bronx has survived absolutely brutal punishment from some of the world's hardest hitters, bouncing back from knockdowns against Michael Chandler and Justin Gaethje, and absorbing some massive shots from Dustin Poirier. Essentially, if Islam Makhachev is expected to be able to run right through Oliveira as he did 5 or 6 years ago, he was probably mistaken. To put Oliveira away these days, something almost superhuman is required, and whether the Dagestani is capable of that is a major question mark. Number 5, Charles Oliveira will face less scrutiny than Islam Makhachev. Any fighter competing in a UFC title bout will naturally feel plenty of pressure. After all, fighting for gold inside the octagon means a fighter has nearly reached the peak, and one more push will bring them there. However, it's likely that Islam Makhachev will be under more pressure than Charles Oliveira at UFC 280. Do Bronx will be desperate to reclaim the title for which he was never defeated. Makhachev, on the other hand, is under a different kind of pressure. He's not only on a fantastic winning streak in his own right, he's won 10 straight fights dating back to late 2016, but he's also widely regarded as the heir to former champ Khabib Nurmagomedov's throne. "I need to finish what my father started," he said. For Khabib, assisting Islam Makhachev in his quest for UFC glory means fulfilling his father's prediction. So far, the Dagestani has not struggled to meet the high expectations set by his teammate and mentor. The pressure to do what the Eagle did and whitewash his opponent will be immense in a title fight. It remains to be seen whether Makhachev can handle the pressure, but it's fair to say that Oliveira will have less on his shoulders coming into the fight, giving him a potential advantage. And that's it for today, guys. We sincerely hope you enjoyed our video, and if you did, please click on the like button and make sure you share it with your friends and family and other fight fans you have in your inner circle. If you have any questions or comments for us, please share them with us in the comment space down below. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel too, that way you see even more of our incredible videos. Don't forget you can also check out other videos that have been specially selected just for you. If we can ask you one more favor, fight fans, please make sure you press the bell icon on your way out the door. That way you are always updated of our latest uploads and updates, and you will be notified right away. Hey, thanks for spending time with us today, and we'll look forward to catching up with you in our next fight video. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.